What's going on, my PT peeps and my Tiger King fans on Netflix? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about my trip to the Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. I live in Tampa Bay, and I went to the Big Cat Rescue with my wife a couple years ago. I think it was 2017 that we went. And then we saw this Tiger King documentary series on Netflix. And I was like, whoa. And I follow the Big Cat Rescue on Facebook. We've been there. And it was like, this is what this is about. So here's a picture of a tiger that we saw, and this is our trip, my wife and our group, way back in 2017, 3 years ago, and there's the other group ahead of us, and it was pretty cool. And after watching this video, I took the audio out so I could talk about my trip to the Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida, which is on Easy Street, by the way. My Walking Dead fans will know what I'm talking about there. But Tiger King is a crazy documentary series, a docu-series on Netflix. It's 7 episodes, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It talks about this place right here, the Big Cat Rescue. This tiger's name is Seth, I believe, and he's pretty funny. He gets up and walks around. And you see all the crazy things in the Tiger King docu-series. And if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix. And they talk about this place right here, the Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida, the Myrtle Beach Safari in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, another GW Zoo in Oklahoma, and how it's all related with the rights of, endangered species, which is the tiger. A tiger is an endangered species in the world. And I believe in the docuseries, it says there's 4,000 wild, in the wild tigers. And there's more than that in captivity, in specialized zoos, in these places that you see in the docuseries. And I don't want to give too much away. I want you to go check it out. So if you have Netflix, definitely go watch it. You're going to see the Tiger King, Joe Exotic. You're going to remember that name. It's going to be burned into your brain. You're going to learn about Carol Baskin, who owns and runs the Big Cat Rescue here. And I was like, why does that person look familiar? Why does it sound familiar? And I remember seeing Carol on Facebook, where she does videos and talks about different cats and everything there, and talks about different animals that are at the Big Cat Rescue. And I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty crazy, right? But then you watch the docuseries. And again, I don't want to give too much away. I want you to go watch it. But I was like, wow, it is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of crazy things, a lot of movies, documentaries, and it's crazy that you couldn't write some of these stories that are in the docuseries. And this is based on real life stuff. And I don't know about you if you've seen the docuseries, and it's like, I feel bad for the animals. When you see the tiger cubs and they're crying, and you learn about that you shouldn't really hold tiger cubs, and you really shouldn't do so. That's a great shot of Seth right there. But he's just chilling, walking back and forth. And he wants a rub on the fence, and he wants to say hello. And he makes the little puffing noise like, he makes these chuffing noises or puffing noises, I think they were calling it. And, you feel like you want to pet these guys. And they said during the tour, the Big Cat Rescue here, like, you shouldn't do that. That is frowned upon because it's not really right for the animal. They don't want to do that. And they showed a thing where you could swim with tigers. They don't do that there, but they were showing you other places. And you're like, wow, I never really thought about that. And they cover that in the docuseries on Netflix. And you learn all these crazy characters. I mean, you saw all these stories about Joe Exotic in Oklahoma, and he's a cowboy and is this. It's just kind of crazy. But that was Seth, and he was born on 8/1/06 that you just saw. And it's kind of cool that you learn the different things about animal rights and what they should do and what you didn't. But you see the different, zoos and animal sanctuaries and safaris in the docuseries. And man, there's just craziness too. Like, Joe Exotic is a cowboy that has like 2 husbands. He's over the top personality wise. You can see where ego gets involved, and Carol Baskin runs the Big Cat Rescue, and she's all about animal rights and all about this. And you see her story. And then you see the guy in Myrtle Beach. And you see this guy who comes in. And like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but people that have seen it, man, it is nuts. The story is crazy. There's a lot of twists and turns. And there's just so much footage that you see there. And you see this cat coming up here too. And it's crazy that I am 15 years old. So that makes him 90 years old in cat years. So this guy just walks back and forth, and they try to feed him, but he doesn't want to eat. And they talk about how they try to feed him all the time. They put the meat on the stick, and they try to give it to him. And he's like, nope, not having it. Nope. It's just kind of funny. And they talk about the animal just doesn't want to eat. and they try to feed him, and they come several times a day, and he just doesn't want to do it because that's what he doesn't want to do. And he's rubbing up against, and he's kind of making those puffing noises, and you kind of learn it. And the funny thing about it is, I'm a cat lover, I'm an animal lover, but the difference between a big cat like this, a tiger, and your cat in your house is just size, and also meowing. A big cat like that won't meow, but the one in your house will to talk with you. Cats only meow to correspond with their owners and communicate with their owners, but they'll do a lot of the things. They're pretty much the same type of cat. The DNA is pretty similar of a big cat, like the tiger in the videos, and house cats. So you learn a lot of big things. So I had a lot of fun at the Big Cat Rescue, and I have a couple other videos that I'm going to share. I have another video on the channel that I shared a while ago where it shows Zeus, and he had a messed up eye, and he's kind of hiding, and you feel bad for these cats. A lot of these cats are not doing well. They were brought here for bad reasons, where there was abuse, and they were just neglected, and there was just a lot of bad things. But you can see the tiger walking back and forth and back and forth, and that's what the scent stuff's in, like cinnamon or different things. So it's made for the animal to enjoy the scent, and they'll drool on it, and they'll play with it, and they'll just be there because there's cinnamon and stuff in it, like spices that'll really be good for the animal. They enjoy it. So he's just walking back and forth. He doesn't want to eat, but this is just one video of many that I'll share with you guys. So definitely check out Tiger King on Netflix. See you guys.